I think as a filmmaker or an artist, you need some kind of a vessel, some prism with which you look through towards your experiences in life, and I found genre in general is an interesting vessel of that sort, because it invites the audience to invest, and the audience has an expectation and is playful, and so I can play with expectations, and I feel that it's a step towards an audience for me, and it's this particular genre, the gangster film and the noir, is something that is very dear to me. The question is why. One thing is it has an almost allegorical quality. And in many contemporary cinema, I miss this kind of transformation. I mean, lots of stuff that is happening on screens today are too literal for my taste. I think the audience should invest, like when you hear a poem, you want to transform it and bring it to your life. So in order to have this experience, I think you need a form that it's more like a fairy tale. So I felt always close to fairy tales and to this kind of allegorical storytelling, and I think within a gangster film you can do that. And also I just enjoy this. I mean, it's also just a kid's joy. The ingredients of this genre. It's something I really like. Why is it so rich? Because there are hundreds and hundreds of films that have developed these tropes, and you immediately have this kind of room of expectation that concerns, I don't know, a man with a in the shadow and the wet street, and all those ingredients of classical cinema that can be your friend, so to speak. So that's.
And film noir has also a long tradition of being used as a means of social commentary, which is a tradition that you uphold. Do you feel that there's something about the present moment that is particularly encouraging in this regard?
Absolutely, you're so right. Maybe film noir always has its high time in ages of ambivalence, where definitely something is ending. Like, I mean, the first emergence of noir before the expression was coined was in late Second World War. So when there was clearly the feeling that something is ending, but it was still not thought out what the new age would look like. So in between, like 41, if we take the Maltese Falcon as the beginning, it's just for fun to point to that, and to between 41 and 57, maybe a touch of evil. You have this age where all these questions are lingering. What will be the new post-war order, and what will we do with all those damaged souls, basically? Because I mean, obviously, the war produced a lot of lost souls, and I think in many ways we are in a similar time where a lot of the things we took for granted for so long are shifting, and no one really knows where it's going, and there's this immense fear for the future. So I think this kind of feeling of doom is very closely connected to film noir. I mean, for one, in the mythology of cinema, the crime film is infused with Italian influence. I mean, not only that there are so many mafia films, but the Polizzotti tradition, the giallo tradition, and so in many ways it felt natural for me to refer to the Italians as a mysterious entity that is outside of the film. As a matter of fact, in the script, there were scenes with the Italians, but eventually we had to cut it. So in the film we have the remains of the Italians. About the emptiness, maybe I think that there's a lot of characters actually in the film, but what I agree with is that they are lost in a way. A colleague of mine once called the film noir genre that it has empathy for lost souls, and I think that there's a lot of truth to this to this wording. So in a way, this kind of being lost in this space of doom is something that felt right for the film for me.
Are there further questions from the press? Christoph. Christoph, both Morte Viendra and Till the End of the Night, you introduce female protagonists in roles that are usually traditionally male, and also queer protagonists. And I was wondering if you could speak both about this choice and maybe about the challenge of slipping into this perspective, which isn't your personal one.
Yeah, as I tried to say before, in a way, it's a goodbye in this film. I had the feeling that this type of gangster that Ludo plays so wonderfully is the last of his kind. I mean, we can't go on like this. I mean, that's again this feeling that times have to change, and of course, you can take it literally, but you can also take it metaphorically. This change. One agent of change could be like coming from women. So when we had a test screening, one spectator said to me, the men basically abolished themselves, and women are taking over. And I like this as a very simple summary of the film, because I think this new. I mean, it's basically 3-4 female characters that come into the film. They approach the world differently, and I'm not saying that women are different and that's why they are the future. I'm saying that we need a new type of behavior in this kind of metaphorical space. It's men and women, but of course the reality is much more complicated. About the queer aspects, you might, what was as a young man for me extremely important to learn that there are many modes of behavior apart from what we call heteronormative behavior. And I'm not a gay person, but I really thought early on that I'm profiting from this struggle, this fight of the queer community for a more diverse pattern of behavior. You know, I mean, like, what is manly? I remember vividly as a boy that people would tell me that I couldn't, you know, what I couldn't do, you know, what is not committed, what is not admitted, and so I was always very grateful for this kind of fight for diversity, and it also enriches a film. I think in my from my perspective, film noir was always very open for kind of deviant or non-mainstream positions in all forms. I mean, sexual and in terms of other behavior too.